Well, CBS News has learned that the American who crossed into North Korea this morning is a U.S. soldier. He is said to have crossed over the military demarcation line that divides South Korea from North Korea. The exact circumstances of what happened, though, that remains unclear. So joining us now is CBS News senior foreign correspondent Liz Palmer. So this is quite a development, Liz. What are we learning about what happened?
It's a very peculiar story. What do we know? We know that there were a group of tourists who had come up to a specific place on the DMZ. It's a great long strip of heavily mined land between North and South Korea. And there is this place which has some buildings. You can see in the picture there, the blue buildings where negotiations when they do take place between North and South Korea, happen in those blue buildings. But that whole area is a tourist site, and you can sign up for a bus tour. The bus will take you from Seoul up to the military headquarters of the Joint Command that patrols it. You get in another bus and go up to that area, hear a little bit about the history, have a look at where their historic negotiations have taken place in the past, and then you go home. That appears to have been what happened when one member of this group of tourists suddenly, according to a witness, shouted, "Ha, ha, ha," and ran across the line, presumably disappeared into the woods, because on the other side, there are no longer any North Korean soldiers guarding it. It's just the woods, and presumably he was lost from view. We have learned that he was a U.S. soldier. He was being disciplined. In fact, he was being taken back to the United States. He'd gone to the airport in Seoul and somehow got away from his guard, got back to wherever that tourist bus was leaving from, got on board, and then when he got up to the DMZ, he ran across. I mean, it defies belief.
It really does.
So as far as we know, he wasn't originally part of this tour group. He just sort of used it as a getaway vehicle, sort of?
Look, well put. Look, I think the details will emerge, but it is conceivable that you can walk up if the bus isn't full and say, "I want a ticket," and pay your $20 and get on. And it could have been like that, you know. And he would have been, taken off the first bus and put onto the next bus by a member of the Joint Command that secures the area, and they would have counted them on. So it's not like he's stowed away.
Right.
But we're going to have to wait for more details. But it's quite an incredible story.
Incredible indeed. I mean, we've covered cases of Americans being detained in North Korea before. I wonder how this soldier, or this person being a U.S. soldier, will impact the tenor of the talks and the negotiations, because that is different than what we've experienced in the past.
It's very hard to tell. Tensions are very high at the moment. The United States and South Korea have been beefing up their military presence along that border and also on either coast. The North Koreans are angry about that. They've been threatening to launch a military satellite, to even do another nuclear test. So it's a very fraught relationship at the moment. It's conceivable that he could become a bargaining chip, which would be bad news for him. But the North Koreans haven't said a word yet. So we're going to have to see. We don't even know where they've caught him or what they've done with him. The American military in charge of the zone has said, we're working with our contacts in the North Korean People's Army to try and resolve this situation. But of course, that's a very general statement, and there's nothing to indicate that the North Koreans are in a mood to deal or to give him back quickly, because in fact, he can be quite a valuable asset in what passes for diplomacy between North Korea and South Korea and the United States.
Yep, certainly we've seen other Americans detained. They don't come back quickly, and sometimes they don't come back, in the same way that they left, not as healthy, depending on how they're detained. Liz, thank you very much.
Pleasure.